Rapper Takeoff from the popular group Migos has been shot and killed in Houston. Amanda Salas joins us now with the very latest on that.
That's
Amanda.
right. Tony, such a horrible way to wake up after Halloween last night. Just a few minutes ago, reps for the group Migos confirmed that the rapper known as Takeoff has died.
Learning new details about the death of Grammy-nominated rapper Takeoff, who was part of the popular group Migos.
He was killed in downtown Houston early yesterday morning outside a bowling alley.
The medical examiner is saying today Takeoff was shot 3 times, in the head, the torso, and the arm.
Lena.
Takeoff was 1/3 of the group Migos. He grew up in Lawrenceville, and tonight he is gone, just 28 years old, after a shooting at a private party in Houston.
November 1st, 2022 would become a date forever etched in hip-hop history as the night the music world lost one of its most promising young talents. Orchestrated, known to millions as Takeoff from the Grammy-nominated rap group Migos, was about to experience the final hours of his life in what should have been a celebration among friends in Houston, Texas. At just 28 years old, Takeoff had already cemented his place as one of hip-hop's most influential voices, known for his intricate flow patterns and lyrical precision that helped define the modern trap sound. But as the clock struck past midnight on that Tuesday morning, none of the approximately 40 people gathered at 810 Billiards and Bowling could have predicted the tragedy that was about to unfold. The private party was supposed to be a time of joy and camaraderie, bringing together friends and associates in what many described as a peaceful gathering. Takeoff, accompanied by his uncle and fellow Migos member Quavo, appeared to be in good spirits, enjoying the company of those around him. Little did anyone know that within hours, gunshots would pierce the early morning air, and one of hip-hop's brightest stars would be silenced forever. Born on June 18, 1994, in Lawrenceville, Georgia, Orchestrated grew up in a musical family that would eventually take the world by storm. Alongside his uncle Quavo, he sold over 24 million album units in the United States alone, with hits like Bad and Bougie, Stir Fry, and Walk It Talk It dominating charts worldwide. Their 2017 album, Culture, debuted at #1 on the Billboard 200, solidifying their status as hip-hop royalty. Despite the group's massive success, those who knew Takeoff personally consistently described him as humble, introspective, and deeply passionate about his craft. The events that would lead to Takeoff's death began to unfold as Halloween night transitioned into the early morning hours of Tuesday, November 1st, 2022. Takeoff and Quavo had arrived in Houston for what sources described as both business and pleasure, working on various projects while planning to celebrate with friends. 810 Billiards and Bowling, a popular entertainment venue in downtown Houston's bustling nightlife district, had been chosen as the location for a private gathering.
He in that candy thing without the swing. He in that candy thing without the swing, man. Hold up. Hey, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. We got a little bit of straightening going on. You feel me? Yes, sir. Yes, sir, nephew. Hey, man. That's how we rock. Put that in the back. Hold on.
Got that big old boxer back there.
Hey, man. Hey, man.
Got that heavyweight back there.
Don't think we playing.
Thank you, man.
Don't think we playing, man. Hey, man. We got a little bit of straightening going on. Yeah.
The venue, known for hosting celebrity events, seemed perfect for a low-key celebration among friends. The party officially began around 10:30 p.m. with guests arriving throughout the evening. The atmosphere was described as relaxed and celebratory, with music playing, drinks flowing, and the sound of bowling pins providing the soundtrack to what many expected to be a memorable night. Takeoff, known for his reserved personality compared to his more outgoing Migos counterparts, was reportedly in good spirits, engaging with friends and appearing completely at ease. As the night progressed, the party reached its most celebratory and energetic point. The venue was filled with laughter, music, and the sounds of friendly competition from various games being played throughout the space. Takeoff was captured on multiple surveillance cameras engaging with different groups of people, demonstrating his social nature despite his reputation for being more reserved than his Migos counterparts. He was seen sharing drinks, participating in group conversations, and engaging in what appeared to be a friendly dice game with several other partygoers. The dice game, which would later become a crucial detail in understanding the events that led to the shooting, was initially described by witnesses as lighthearted and social. Participants included various friends and associates, with small stakes focused more on entertainment than serious gambling. Security footage shows Takeoff appearing comfortable and confident. The scheduled private event came to an end, but as is common with successful gatherings among friends, many partygoers were reluctant to conclude the celebration. Approximately 30 to 35 people, including Takeoff and Quavo, decided to continue socializing outside the venue's main entrance on the third floor. This decision to extend the gathering would prove to be fatally consequential. Takeoff was among those encouraging the continuation of the festivities and appeared to be in no hurry to leave. The atmosphere during this transition remained positive and social, with many describing it as friends simply not wanting a good time to end. The transition from inside the venue to the outdoor area was gradual, with people moving back and forth between the interior and exterior spaces of the building. The extended celebration maintained the same friendly, relaxed atmosphere that had characterized the entire evening, giving no indication of the tragedy that was soon to unfold. Just outside 810 billiards and bowling, Takeoff joined what would be his final social activity, a dice game that had formed among the remaining partygoers. This game, which began as friendly entertainment, would eventually become the catalyst for the argument that led to the fatal shooting. Surveillance footage shows Takeoff joining a group of approximately 10 to 12 people who had gathered in a circle near the venue's entrance. The dice game appeared casual and social in nature, with participants laughing and engaging in typical banter. Takeoff was subtle changes in the group's dynamic, with growing tension between other participants that Takeoff may not have initially been aware of. The situation outside 810 billiards and bowling reached a critical turning point as what had begun as a friendly dice game evolved into a heated argument between several individuals. Takeoff found himself in the unfortunate position of being present when conflicts he had no part in creating began to spiral out of control. Witness statements described this moment as when the atmosphere completely changed. The casual, celebratory mood that had defined the entire evening suddenly gave way to tension and aggression that made several people in the group uncomfortable. Takeoff was not an active participant in the argument, but found himself in proximity to the individuals involved in the dispute. Several witnesses noted that he appeared to be trying to encourage calm and was seen attempting to redirect the group's attention away from the conflict. Some partygoers began to distance themselves from the dice game area, sensing that the situation was deteriorating, but Takeoff, along with Quavo and several others, remained nearby.
Video obtained by TMZ appears to show the moments leading up to the shooting that killed Takeoff. In it, you can see fellow Migos member Quavo, who is Takeoff's uncle, in a verbal dispute. Takeoff is seen standing on the outskirts before shots ring out. Moments later, Takeoff is on the ground. Police say he died on the scene, outside a third-floor bowling alley in downtown Houston.
The argument exploded into violence with terrifying suddenness. At about 2:34 a.m., shots were fired and Takeoff was hit, dying just outside the doors of the bowling alley. The shooting happened with devastating speed, as at least 2 people fired shots according to Houston police, creating chaos and panic among the approximately 30 people still gathered outside the venue. Takeoff, described as an innocent bystander to the shooting by Houston police, was struck multiple times during the initial volley of gunfire.
Moments later, Takeoff is on the ground. Police say he died on the scene, outside a third-floor bowling alley in downtown Houston.
We have no reason.
Surveillance footage captured the horrific moment when he was caught in the crossfire of a dispute he had no part in creating. The shooting lasted only seconds, but its impact was devastating. Two other people, a 23-year-old man and a 24-year-old woman, were also shot, driving to nearby hospitals with non-life-threatening injuries. But for Takeoff, the wounds he sustained were fatal. As the gunfire ended and the smoke cleared, Kirshnik Karibal lay motionless outside the venue where he had spent his final hours celebrating with friends.
Still ongoing. We still have a lot of people that we're trying to locate and talk to, so we will be a little bit short on details here. We probably will not be able to answer all of your questions, but I can tell you, to confirm some of the speculations out there, the event was a private party. There was a lucrative dice game that went on at the event. There was an argument that happened afterwards outside the bowling alley, which led to the shooting. I can tell you that Takeoff was not involved in playing in the dice game. He was not involved in the argument that happened outside. He was not armed. He was an innocent bystander.
During the shooting had fled immediately, making it difficult for investigators to collect comprehensive witness statements in the crucial first hours. However, the investigation was aided by the venue's extensive surveillance system, which had captured much of the evening's events, providing investigators with valuable footage of both the shooting and the hours leading up to it. The search for Takeoff's killers became one of Houston's highest priority investigations. Using surveillance footage, ballistic evidence, witness statements, and advanced investigative techniques, police began the process of identifying those responsible for the shooting. The investigation revealed that the shooting was not a random act of violence, but the tragic culmination of a dispute that had escalated beyond anyone's control. Detectives worked around the clock, analyzing footage from multiple camera angles and conducting interviews with witnesses who had been present during the dice game and subsequent argument. Police confirmed that Takeoff was an innocent bystander to the violence that erupted that night. This determination was crucial to the investigation, as it helped establish that Takeoff had not been specifically targeted, but had instead become a victim of circumstance, caught in the crossfire of a dispute he was not involved in. After weeks of intensive investigation, Houston police achieved a major breakthrough in the case. Patrick Xavier Clark, 33, was charged with murder. Another man, Cameron Joshua, 22, was charged with the unlawful carrying of a weapon. The arrest of Clark represented the culmination of a thorough investigation that had utilized every available resource. Documents show the suspect had plans to flee to Mexico, indicating that he was aware of the manhunt and attempting to evade justice. The discovery of these flight plans added another layer to the case and demonstrated the determination of the suspects to avoid accountability. Police located Clark and placed him under arrest.
The last few hours, Patrick Clark, the man accused of killing Migos rapper Takeoff, has been indicted by a Harris County grand jury on murder charges. That's according to the Harris County District Attorney. Now, Clark was arrested for the murder in connection with Takeoff's death. Takeoff was shot and killed after a private party at a bowling party downtown in November of last year,
ending a manhunt that had captivated the attention of law enforcement agencies and the public alike. The arrest provided some measure of closure for Takeoff's family, friends, and fans, though it could never truly heal the wound left by his senseless death. The news of Takeoff's death sent shockwaves throughout the hip-hop community and beyond. Artists, producers, fans, and industry professionals struggled to process the loss of someone who had contributed so significantly to modern music culture. Social media platforms were flooded with tributes from fellow artists.
To y'all lyrically and musically, but this is my nephew. You know what I'm saying? This is like I raised this man. So can't nobody tell me how to, you know what I'm saying, love, what to talk about, what to say, what to do, how to do about like anything I'm with, he with it all the way.
Gun violence prevention, using his platform to speak about the need for change in communities affected by violence. The bond between Quavo and Takeoff had been evident throughout their career. The investigation into Takeoff's death faced numerous challenges that complicated the pursuit of justice. The murder of the Migos rapper at the Houston bowling alley was among nearly 400 cases flagged for forensic failures, highlighting systemic issues within the forensic analysis system that could potentially impact the case. The forensic complications added another layer of complexity to an already challenging case. The multiple weapons used in the shooting, the chaotic crime scene, and the number of potential witnesses created a complex investigative environment that required careful analysis and attention to detail. Despite these challenges, investigators remained committed to building a strong case that would hold those responsible accountable for their actions.